Hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at Cherry Audio's Cherry Rhythm CR-78, which is based on the classic Roland CR-78 released in 1978. One of the first people to get their hands on this was Phil Collins. And I think in 1979, when he released In the Air, this featured at the beginning. Now, this contains all the original presets, all the original rhythms, and all the original functionality as well. So, for example, if you chose a rhythm, you could double it up with another rhythm, either from the same row or from the next row. You also have the rhythm variation. So, just for example, let's say we wanted to take this Disco 1 rhythm and team it up with this Mambo, right? So we start playing, hold Shift on your keyboard and just tap the next one there. Okay, to cancel a rhythm, you can either just tap it, or you can hit cancel, or you can hit start and stop. So for example, Rock 4. And it'll stop it immediately if you use the start and stop. Tempo control here. If you right click on here, you can MIDI learn, unlearn stuff, edit the value. It's at 120 at the moment or around about. So you have fade in and fade out as well. So for example, if we go have fade in off, but fade out set to long, stop it now. It'll kind of fade out and it works the same as the fade in. So here we go. So long fade in and immediate stop on the fade out. Right, okay. Let's see, what else do we get? We have variation mode. So all this stuff here, this kind of stuff, not the programmer. You had a programmer on the original instrument as well, but this is for you to program your own presets and songs as well. And it's very, very easy. I'll show you how to do that. You can also drag your MIDI out from any of your own songs as well. But we'll get into all that in a sec. So let's just play this Samba one. Or maybe this one. We can remove certain voices, so we can remove the bass drum. Let me turn this up a little bit for you in the mixer section. Okay, let's go back to main. We'll get into all that in a sec. So take the bass out. No hi-hat in there. If we went into Rock 4, you also have a voice edit section. So for example, on this kick drum, and you can control this for all of the drums. So there's our snare. And then if we go into our effects and mixer, we've got reverb, delay, flanger, overdrive, flanger, delay, reverb controls. And we can put any of these in any amount of we like on any of the drums. So for example, on the let's see, these maracas here, we could put the reverb. So I've put delay on, reverb, sorry. Galactic. Or the snare, for example. Change the reverb type. Take reverb off. We could add some overdrive to the kick. get the idea, right? And you've got an EQ, which is, let's take that off there, which is really good EQ actually. Okay, so it's you get the idea, right? You've got voice editing and then you've got your mixer and effects. I want to spend most of this video going through the presets because it's full of very cool presets. It contains loads and loads of cool stuff, all the classic stuff you would expect from the CR-78 as well. I just want to quickly cover this variation and fill mode and stuff. So like, for example, if we're on this disco or rock 4, fill in 4, 5, 6 and 7 will be standard fill-ins. So, and if you're using it in manual mode, it will come in at the end of the particular bar. Okay. This will add a roll to the high bongo, like that. This will do the same for the snare. This will turn it all off. If we go back round to rhythm A and rhythm B fill, what will happen is it will choose rhythm B, this. It'll use that as the fill. So back to rhythm A, rhythm B. Break will just give you a four beat, 1 bar of nothing. Okay, and these first 3 fills are shuffle fills. So if we go on to waltz, let's speed this up a bit. If we hit our fill now, it'll correspond to this waltz. It'll work better with 3/4. Okay, let's go to variation B. Okay, this fill 2 will work best with shuffle. And if we go to fill 3, slow rock, which also has a triplet feel. And swing. Okay, and that's basically this. Your measure here, if we have it on auto, it just means that every 2 bars it will give us a fill. So if we go on to rock 3, and then 4 bars, 6 bars, 8 bars, or 12 bars. Master volume, and you're kind of golden. Accent, it will be whatever they put an accent on in the program, the preset mode, but you can do this for yourself in the actual programming mode. So for example, if we now go to user here, you'll see all this will change down here, and we can very easily and quickly just build up our own patterns. So let's hit play. We could go and say, well, I'm going to do some voice editing here. Okay. And go to the mixer. Turn it up a little bit. Don't need any effects, but we could put a flanger on. Okay. And then all we need to do is select our next one, which is our snare. And put that wherever you like. Again, if you right click, you can learn MIDI. Now, if we go around here to where it says accent, and we put an accent on number 13 and we turn our accent up. We've got an accent on there now. So let's go back to our hi-hat. Oh, actually, let's make another pattern. So this is pattern 1. We can select the number of steps in a pattern. So there's only 11 steps in this. We can get all polyrhythm. So let's copy this. So hit copy. Go to pattern 2 and just paste pattern. Well, that wasn't right, was it? What happened there? Let's go back to pattern 1. Copy. Oh no, copy current user pattern. You can copy any of the patterns that exist in the actual preset browser. Copy current user pattern. Go to pattern select and go paste. Paste pattern. And it's pasted our new pattern in there. So now we could add some hi-hats in. So, and you could go and add some accents to those by going around to accent. Okay, and on you go until you've built a track. So now, if we go back to pattern 1, that super simple pattern. Now you can go into song mode now, and if we select pattern, so number of steps, pattern 1. So 1 step, 1 block of 16 will be pattern 1. I'm going to go to step 2 and select pattern 1. Step 3, select pattern 1. Step 4, select pattern 1. Then step 5, I'm going to select pattern 2 because we've only got two user patterns. Step 6, select pattern 2. Step 7, pattern 2. And step 8, pattern 2. And then I'm going to go down till I find LP, which is loop pattern. And what I'll do now is just loop my user song over and over again. So for example, it'll play this 4 times, see? And now it will. And then 1 more time, and then it'll just loop back. Okay. Now, another cool thing here, right, is if you want to copy a pattern from the, let's go into preset mode. If we want to copy, say, this. If you wanted your mambo or your rumba, if you wanted that to be your starting point, so if I press new to get rid of any changes I've made, hit this, I'm gonna I'm gonna remember it's rumba. So go to user, right? So this should be empty now, and it is. I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna go to copy preset pattern, and I'm gonna go to a rumba. Rumba B here. I'm just going to paste pattern, and now on my song I have this, and that means that I can just go in and say add to that particular pattern. And again, you could, drag out the whole song again, make the whole thing. When you're happy, you see this drag export thing. You can drag out the pattern if you're in user mode, don't forget. So you can copy any of the preset patterns in like we've just seen. Drag this out, drop it into your DAW or onto your desktop, and now you've got a MIDI file, and it's a MIDI sequence, okay? So that's basically how it works. It's not super complicated. You can understand it. And like I said, I really want to play a load of these presets because they're awesome. So remember, like I said, initially, I think Phil Collins was definitely one of the first people to use this. Obviously, Blondie did on Heart of Glass. But you have all these classic patterns. You see we've got In the Air here now. So now I'm going to blast through tons of these Brilliant presets. It's easy to use. You've got swing as well. We can mess around with that as patterns are playing. You've got this metal beat thing as well. See, it's MB, that's the instrument. That's slightly different. I'll explain that in a little bit, but let's play this now. So, In the Air Tonight. You'll recognize this next one I'll play. Awesome. And again, you can just, you can go in and do some voice editing in. Nice. Change up the vibe. Let's listen to some of these because they are just brilliant. All this is just achieved by playing with the different effects. So the metal beat will attach to the hi-hat and cymbal if they're playing. See? But if you turn it off and you're programming a pattern and you're in program mode, you can go back to main here, go to metal beat, and you'll see there's nothing there, but I could put it in then as a separate track. It's absolutely superb, it really is good. See, when you're in like user mode and playing presets, obviously none of this stuff is going to work. Swing will. Okay. So another one that, let's just go with new. Another one that Phil Collins used this on, and it was from Duke, was Duchess. And if we go into our user mode here, and I'm pretty sure he will have used something like, let's just, yeah, I'm just going to give this some volume. So what did I say? It was the high, I think it was the high and low. We'll turn all these up, the high and low bongos. Let's go back to May in a sec. And yeah, you might remember it was pretty slow. I don't know the exact tempo of Duchess, but you'll know it was selecting the. So I think it was the first two, and then on the low one he had 4 like this, and then it was the high one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this, and then on 1, 2, 3, 4, and the pattern was something like this, I think. Not quite. So let me just go with that. Let me just clear that again because that's not correct. I'm going to choose my high. It's definitely 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then high was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again low was 2, 3, 4. I think it was something like this. Yeah, that's it. And he did some other cool stuff as well. Let's get this up again in the mix. What he did was, on the original machine, the tambourine and gyro, there was some, like, on the front panel around here, there was some other faders that you could bring in other instruments, like add instruments in as part of a performance thing. So if I go to my gyro here, I'll just slap a load of these in every now and then. You won't hear anything because it's not in the mix. But if I go back to master mix out, he did things like this. And he also did it with the tambourine. He brought that in as well. So every now and then, but he used 2 hands sort of to do it. He did it. That's how he used to do it live. Probably did it like that in the studio. Something like that. So he did use it quite a lot as well. In fact, I'm pretty sure Roland sent him it before they'd even released it, from what I remember from reading his book. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's go and find another classic. So we'll just stop that sec. From OMD, so Enola Gay. I'm not sure if they used this, but I'm pretty sure they may have. Let me just see. So. And you'll see that the presets adjust to the relevant tempo of the pattern. So I could go for that Hall & Oates. So obviously that one sounds like the Drive by the Cars. You can look through for kind of things that might give you a clue to what they are as well, obviously. Let's see. Oh, here we go. No points for guessing what that is. Okay, so the last one I want to show you is, you'll see combinations here. Now these are combinations that Cherry Audio put together of the main presets. So for example, you've got a tango and a bossa nova. Disco 2 and a foxtrot. And you could, you know, change it all up. Guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made sense. It's pretty straightforward and easy to understand. I just love the CR-78. The sound is it just sounds great to me. It always has done, you know. Because they've included all the classic rhythms as well, that just makes it extra special. And you can go in and make adjustments to them and make them your own, you know, or if you were covering a song, you know. Anyway, I'll play for a few more minutes and I'll see you guys later. Ta-da!